Hello everyone. The story I'm going to share today is Guan Zhong and Bao Shuya. Guan Zhong was the prime minister of Qi state in the spring-autumn period of China. When he was young, he had a good friend named Bao Shuya. They were very good friends since childhood, and every day they were almost inseparable. Bao Shuya knew Guan Zhong's talents very well. At that time, Guan Zhong's family was very poor and often took advantage of Bao Shuya. But Bao Shuya didn't care. Instead, he tried to help Guan Zhong as much as possible. The relationship between them was known in Chinese history as the friendship Guan and Bao. One day, Bao Shuya said to Guan Zhong, "We have grown up now and cannot always rely on our families for support. How about going up and do some business?" Guan Zhong thought for a while and said with embarrassment, "Since my father has died, my family does not have enough to eat, and my mother and I often go hungry. Where can I get money to invest for doing business?" Bao Shuya said, "I will invest the money. All you have to do is to think about how to run the business." Guan Zhong knew that Bao Shuya looked out for him, and he promised him he would take his indebtedness to him seriously. After some preparation, they started their business. They woke up early in the morning and were busy traveling around. Every time they earned some money, Bao Shuya would give a bigger share to Guan Zhong. Guan Zhong felt bad and told Bao Shuya, "You always treat me this way. It makes me uncomfortable. It was you who invested the money, and you should take more than I do." Bao Shuya said seriously, "I'm your friend. Your family has difficulties, so I should help out. Just take it." Later, they went to join the army together. Every time in battle, Bao Shuya kept a close eye on Guan Zhong. When they were on the assault, Bao Shuya always charged in front of Guan Zhong. And when retreating, Bao Shuya was always right behind him. When encountering danger, Bao Shuya never hesitated to protect Guan Zhong with his body. One time during a battle, Bao Shuya was wounded, and Guan Zhong quickly bandaged his wounds. Looking at the bleeding wounds, Guan Zhong said sadly, "You got hurt all because of me." Bao Shuya said with a smile, "It's okay, it's okay." Someone asked Bao Shuya, "As a friend, you are so dedicated, but why?" Bao Shuya said, "If I treat him this way, Guan Zhong will treat me likewise. I have always thought that his abilities are much greater than mine, and he always has great courage. Someday in the future, he may achieve something even greater." Years later, they went back to Qi state together, and Guan Zhong assisted King Xiang's young brother, Prince Jiu, while Bao Shuya chose to assist the other young brother of King Xiang, Prince Xiaobai. King Xiang lived a luxury life and did not care about his people. Gradually, a lot of people became resentful. Seeing this, both brothers were scared and worried that if something happened, they would be implicated. As a result, Prince Xiaobai, accompanied by Bao Shuya, escaped to Ju state, and Prince Jiu, accompanied by Guan Zhong, escaped to Lu state. In 686 BC, there was a civilian chaos happening in Qi state, and King Xiang was killed. After an urgent meeting, all the ministers made a final decision that of King Xiang's two young brothers, whoever came back first would be the next king of Qi. Thus, both Prince Jiu and Prince Xiaobai set hurriedly out for their way back as soon as they had heard the news. But because the Ju state is closer to Qi, so evidently Prince Xiaobai would return earlier. Guan Zhong had already thought of this, so he planned to ambush Xiaobai. When Xiaobai's carriage passed down the road, Guan Zhong shot him to his chest. Xiaobai screamed loudly and fell in the carriage. Guan Zhong thought that Xiaobai had died, so Prince Liu and Guan Zhong, happily and without any worries in their hearts, continued on their way to Qi. Actually, Xiaobai only pretended to be dead. After seeing that Guan Zhong was far away, he and Bao Shuya quickly ran day and night to Qi State. Finally, Xiaobai arrived first and became the king of Qi. Xiaobai was now called Lord Huan of Qi. Under the pressure of Qi State, Prince Liu was killed in Lu State, and Guan Zhong was sent back to Qi. Bao Shuya immediately recommended Guan Zhong to be an official, but Lord Huan got very angry and said, "Guan Zhong shot me and wanted to kill me. How can I let him work for me?" Bao Shuya said, what Guan Zhong did was to help Prince Liu, and that was in fact showing his loyalty to his master. He is more capable than I am. If you really want to make Qi State powerful, he is the right person to help you. Lao Huan was a generous person. After he heard what Bao Shuya said, he not only did not punish Guan Zhong, but also granted him the position of prime minister. So both Guan Zhong and Bao Shuya served as officials, being known as outstanding and talented statesmen. With the support of Bao Shuya, Guan Zhong successfully implemented reforms such that Qi State became the most powerful area at the time. Not long after, Guan Zhong's position became higher than Bao Shuya's. At this time, some officials began to talk, seeing they felt that it was an injustice against Bao Shuya. When Bao Shuya learned of this, he realized that if he continued to be an official there, it would have negative consequences for Guan Zhong. Thus, he went to Lord Huan of Qi to request retirement. Lord Huan tried to keep him, saying, "You really are a person of high character. Guan Zhong was recommended by you. Now for him you are leaving. I want to keep Guan Zhong and I also need you to be here. Please stay." Guan Zhong also advised him, "Please do not go. I don't care what other people say." The next day, Bao Shuya anyway quietly left. Guan Zhong aided Lord Huan of Qi and successfully handled the position of prime minister during the spring-autumn period. 9 times Lord Huan gathered princes from all the states together, so that all the laws in these states could be reformed. This achievement was obtained because of Guan Zhong's insight and management. Guan Zhong said, "When I was poor, I did business with Bao Shuya. I always obtained more profits, but Bao Shuya did not think that I was greedy. He just thought it was okay because my family was poor. When I worked for him and made him poor, he didn't think I was stupid. He knew that sometimes what helps us sometimes also hurts us. I have been removed from my position 3 times, but Bao Shuya never thought I had no talent. I went to battle 3 times and was defeated and went home. But Bao Shuya never thought I was a coward. He only thought I needed to do so because I had an elderly mother at home. When Prince Liu was defeated, I was imprisoned and humiliated. But Bao Shuya didn't think that I was a shameless fool. He only thought that I didn't mind the little things in life. He thought that if my name was not known throughout the land, that would really be a shame. I was born to my parents, but in fact, no one knows me like Bao Shuya does." Thank you very much for listening to the story. More touching stories will be ready for you if you just subscribe it. Thank you again.